Hello, my name is Nicole Kim. This is back to school live presentation for data structures class. Where am I from? I'm originally from South Korea. I grew up in Seoul and I graduated college in Seoul. While I was attending the graduate school, I met my husband and became a military spouse. I have two boys, 14 years old and 10 years old. I have one dog named Happy, 4 years old. The picture is my high school life is like other students. I love the cartoons, manga, fantasy novels, and also I loved to play computer games. And I was interested in hacking systems. I started coding when I was in fifth grade. So I was very familiar with using computers at the time. And I liked singing and hanging out. My career, I studied computer science, information engineering, and multimedia engineering. So I did a double major and one minor. I studied computer science at graduate school. I specialized in database, but I could not finish my study because I met my husband and came to America. So after I came to America, I studied computer science education at UT Dallas, then became a teacher in 2009, and I taught computer science classes and also math classes. I joined to TJ in 2011. So I have taught the pre-calculus, foundations of CS, APCS, data structures, and AI. I also sponsor computer teams. I sponsored the senior computer team, and now I'm sponsoring fresh computer team and intermediate computer team. About 2018, I went back to the online graduate school to study computer science again at Georgia Tech. And I didn't graduate yet. I'm still studying, but not this year because I need to focus on teaching students this year. My personality, I would like to say I am a supportive teacher, and also I am polite to students. I respect each student. And if you see all the words, and most of the other words are about, because I try to make the class fun, and some people talk about these words are from students. They represented me by offering those words. Then you can see most of the other words are about like intelligent, brilliant, smart, resourceful. How I communicate with the students, I usually prepare two lectures. Part one is just a big picture, brief explanation. I just let students jump in to the assignment and try in their own ability. Then part two, before due date, I usually offer the details. So no students should be behind, because when they get the part two lecture, they will get ideas about how to finish the front work. I sometimes offer too much details. So email conversation. When I can answer yes, no, or very short, like in one word, I usually respond quickly. If I have to write one or more paragraphs because I have to respond to a sensitive issue, it takes 48 hours. If I do not respond, that means I missed that message somehow, so please send an email again. My office hours can be requested by visiting my classroom, room 211. After fifth period, I'm usually not busy, so they can ask me to set up an appointment for one-on-one help or one-on-one counseling. Am I an expert of this subject? If I just focus on the APCS A exam scores, I can say yes, because for last 2 years of teaching data structures, all 100% of my students got 4 or 5. Then my class average is very high. For example, last year, even though it was during the pandemic, 100% of my students got highest score 5 or lowest score was 4. And 85% of my students made 5. So I can say my strength is a test prep. I usually offer the warm-up problems at the beginning. Then I also review all the concepts in class. Then I try to give a quick feedback so students will learn quickly and correctly. I also upload the materials when students request them. One of the good material is a teacher note. So here is the example of a teacher note. I give them the hint what to have, and also sometimes I offer the pseudocode. So if the assignment is not really written clearly, I offer pseudocode so students will get clear guideline. The grading, 50% is tests, then 40% is labs, 10% is homework and classwork. There will be some extra credit opportunities, and extra credit will be added like late, like at the end of a unit or end of quarter. None of the assignment is major, so we have a kind of a heavy late penalty. Any lab which is submitted after due date, but before 2 weeks passed, students will get 20% penalty. After 2 weeks, students will get 40% of the late penalty. Then any other work, if students submit late, they will get 50% late penalty. Due date will be announced in class, so it can be a little bit different from our auto grader code post. It's gonna be flexible, depends on the student level. Then students can submit any lab 3 times before due date. Whenever a student has difficulty, they can request the extension, but they should request before due date. Students can ask how to fix their error before due date. It is okay to ask a question. For the classwork and homework, students can resubmit as many as they want before due. But after due, it's not gonna be accepted. But some assignments do not have a due date. In that case, this means when students turn in before end of the quarter, they will get full credit. So those mountains on the picture represent difficulty. So Unit 1 is strength. If the students have strong knowledge foundations, the Unit 1 will be one of the easiest units. Then Unit 2 will be hard. You can see on the summit of the first mountain is Unit 2. Then Unit 3 is kind of easy if the students learn sorting algorithms correctly in foundations. Then Unit 4 and 5 becomes harder. And Unit 6 is kind of easy if they understood Unit 4 and 5. The second Q will be relatively easier. Then Unit 7, 8, 9 is about trees, heaps, sets, and maps. We are going to explore many kinds of data structures at the time, so it's gonna be very hard. APCS A exam will be just easy for students because they learned higher concepts than APCS A covers, the more concepts. Then final exam will be really hard. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to send an email njkim@fcps.edu. Thank you for listening and watching.